Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris, and on today's video we're going to go through fragrance trends that are upcoming in 2025. So if you're wondering, the background is a little different because I'm snowed in essentially, and my partner is working from my filming space because yes, I do live in the center of the country, in Kansas City in particular, and can't go anywhere essentially. I am locked indoors. So I thought it would be fun to do this topic and to talk to you guys about what trends are coming up in this year. That's fragrance types, that is notes, and there's a ton of articles online when it comes to this topic, and I thought I would talk about them with you. So the first projected trend is again something that I've seen since 2016, 2015-ish, and that is going to be Gourmand fragrances. Again, all of these are pulled from different sources, and with ChatGPT's help, which you gotta love ChatGPT, it pulled all these sources together. And one of the upcoming trends, it states that it's going to be gourmand. Now, I do think that this is actually true because we have seen a resurgence when it comes to tea fragrances, in particular matcha. We've seen a resurgence when it comes to fruity fragrances. All of these are going to be gourmand or edible scents or edible smells. And I think that that is going to continue in 2025. And it's going to be very, very popular. Do I like gourmand fragrances? I do. I don't like it when they're just focused on one gourmand note, in particular that cherry craze we all had. Lost Cherry was a great fragrance, but then we got Cherry Smoke and Electric Cherry or whatever it was called, and then we had a ton of other cherry fragrances, and that just doesn't seem to vibe with me. There needs to be a little bit more substance when it comes to the fragrances. The next trend that is coming up in 2025 is solid fragrances. Now, not solid as in a good fragrance. I mean, I think that's obviously important, but solid when it comes to actual solid perfumes. So I got sent a couple of them a while ago from Fulton Rogue, which is a really great company. If you do like them, they do have great fragrances. Gaia Ocho is a fantastic fragrance. But they make solid fragrances. I think they now do eau de parfums or eau de toilettes, spray on fragrances at this point. But they started off with solid fragrances, and this is going to be a trend. I think it's because it's easier to carry with you, it's easier to travel with. It's also something that is a little bit more intimate because it's not going to project as much as a spray on fragrance, but it's nice for those nice intimate moments. And if you need it in a hunch, if you're going on a date or something and you just want to rub the fragrance onto your pulse points, it's fantastic for that reason. Now let's get into notes. There are quite a few notes that are going to be popular for this year, or at least are projecting them to be popular. Now, there's one, it's a note combination, it's not really a note, and that is going to be oud and musk. I don't know if this is true. I think a lot of people are getting over the oud craze that started in 2012, 2011. And there's only so many different formats you can use oud in without, kind of copying someone else or someone else's formulation. So because of that, I don't know how much more oud and musk fragrances we can get. So I don't agree with this one itself. The next one is going to be yuzu, and yuzu had a really big moment in what was it, 2016, 2017, and then it kind of just disappeared. I do love this note. It is a Japanese native note. It's a really great fragrance note. It is fruit, so it is a fruity note as well, but it kind of has an earthiness to it, which is really nice, but also with that very nice bright citrusy type of vibe. So yuzu is projected to be another great scent. One that I'm seeing, and I'm quite not sure why it's on this list, is watermelon. Watermelon is projected to be a note of 2025, and watermelon is one of those that you really cannot extract the smell of it. If you've ever smelt watermelon, it's not very strong, so it does have to be a synthetic version of that. So we know that the watermelon is going to be a synthetic component in most fragrances. Yes, they potentially could extract it from watermelon, but it's just not feasible when it comes to cost, at least. And I just don't get the watermelon craze. It's another one of those notes that seems a little childish to me. I think a lot of people do remember their childhood by watermelon, those shampoos that were really popular in the early 2000s, at least I do. And because of that, I just don't get the watermelon It's not one that I'm looking forward to. I do think that it's going to be popular because obviously Gen Z and Gen Alpha are now buying fragrances, even if they are just Sol de Janeiro and finery fragrances from Target. They are looking into that next big trend, and I do think that watermelon will take off. It's not one that I will be happy with, but I do think it'll be a popular one. The next one is matcha or green tea, and this one is kind of came and gone. It has been popular, it has disappeared, it has been popular, it has disappeared. Giorgio Armani makes a really great, what is it, Bleu Lazuli, which is a matcha fragrance, and I do think that this is a really great note. You can really build upon this fragrance note and make it really, really good. Now, matcha and green tea, I know they're kind of categorized together. They do have different smells. In my opinion, green tea is going to be a little bit more zen, and then matcha is going to be a little bit more warm. And I think that both of these can be utilized very, very well. I do love green tea fragrances, and I do love matcha fragrances. So if this one takes off, which I do think it will, I think it'll be for more of a mature audience. Another one that's listed here is caramel, and yeah, sure. I mean, caramel it is. I don't like caramel. I don't really like chocolate or caramel type of things, so maybe that's why I'm being biased, but the smell of it is not bad. I hope it's just not sickly sweet, which is kind of a problem when you get into these more gourmand type of scents, and because of that, I just don't see myself being super happy about it, but I do think that it has potential for 2025. And the last one that it has listed is sandalwood. Now, I don't think that this is really a trendy note or the note of 2025 because I think sandalwood's just one of those staples, one of those classics. Maybe I'm being a little bit biased because I do love sandalwood fragrances, but it is a staple. It's also a classic in my opinion. Due to that, I don't think it's going to be quote unquote trendy for 2025, but I do think that it will be another great staple for you to have in your collection. I do think that we're going to continue to get sandalwood fragrances because, I mean, just who doesn't love sandalwood? It's rich, it's luxurious, and it's expensive. So I think that because of that, we're going to continue to see sandalwood fragrances. So what do you think of this list? Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more fragrance related content. Until next time, take care. Bye.